Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hey everyone, checking in on the market. So a gap down flush, but some dip buying opportunity out there today. And it was the kind of morning where I said, okay, we are too extended to the downside for me to like bearish entries this morning. So I'm either looking for bullish entries on this oversold bounce, and if I don't see any setups I like, I will patiently wait for hourly lower highs for bearish entries. So that at least helped looking in the direction of a bounce this morning. I took a couple trades, but I'll go over those later. But as far as the market as a whole, we have lost the daily uptrend. The S&P 500 broke 309.06, I should say SPY did. That's a loss of the daily uptrend, which means weekly consolidation very clearly underway. But what are the odds that we form a weekly high or low? In my opinion, they're very high. And what's the reason for further pullback this morning? Trump tweeted this morning pretty much saying, hey, we might not get a China trade deal before the election in a year or 11 months. And essentially, you know, if I'm looking at it from a technical analyst perspective, having the market price in the possibility of no deal now, where we have this much space to work with to maintain the weekly uptrend, now is as good a time as any. After dangling the carrot and seeing a slow and steady walk up on progress with China trade deals this entire time, and now letting the bulls down easy and trying to gently price in the potential of no trade deal is what's going on. So I will be looking for weekly higher lows. It would take multiple weeks of very high bear volume to think that we're just going to drop and break 284.82 from here. Daily time frame, anything under the all-time high on a bounce will just be a daily lower high. We have lost the daily uptrend, but for me to say that we are in a daily downtrend, we have to see that clear pivot to a lower high and lower low. So we're in a bit of an ambiguous territory where I would say, is SPY in a daily uptrend? No. Is SPY in a daily downtrend? No. So hourly, looks like, is this weakness occurring after hours? I'm logged out here, but it looks like, nope, that was a little fluke. So hourly bounce, anything under the high of yesterday's bounce attempt is just an hourly lower high. So yesterday's bounce attempt was 312.60. Anything under 312.60 is a lower high. If the bulls are going to prove follow through on their bounce to us, we will have to top out, either open lower tomorrow and pull back, or see this move keep going but set a lower high compared to 312.60. Pretty much I just need a clear pivot for an hourly higher low and higher high for us to then zoom out and say, all right, hourly trend has changed, the bounce has followed through, and now we're looking for a daily lower high. So again, there's no major red flags for long-term market uptrends with this little pullback that we're seeing right now. That being said, the bulls are not out of the woods because we had a green bullish candlestick today. QQQ is the exact same story. This wick is a fluke. The low was 199.23, roughly where this white line is. So again, we lost the daily uptrend, but a solid bounce today from the lows. Anything under 203.31 is just an hourly lower high, and we need a clear hourly trend change tomorrow for bounce follow through. Same exact setup as SPY. We would then be looking for a daily lower high compared to the all-time high if we change the hourly trend. Bulls still have to prove that hourly trend change for us. IWM, daily uptrend still intact. 157.23 is holding if we change the hourly trend. And you could argue this is an hourly little higher low and higher high. For me, it's not a clear enough pivot. I need a clear pullback, a clear hourly higher low, and clear continuation. But that's getting nitpicky if we're going to argue that. Either way, what I need to see is bounce follow through. If we break the high of today tomorrow, our daily higher low is then set at 158.10. Financial sector. Big gap down today. Financial sector was the weight on the market that just prevented any bounce follow through until we broke 29.46. Look at this 29.46 resistance. It was a brick wall all morning. This is the 15-minute chart. Brick wall all morning. As soon as we got over it, bulls saw a bit more relief. But we took out a bunch of supports. 29.45 was support. We broke that level. So weekly consolidation clearly underway for the financial sector. Again, we had a pattern of a higher low every week for 8 weeks. And that has broken. What are the odds that we're going to drop down and break 26.45 and lose the weekly uptrend on this consolidation? I would say not likely at all. Unless the sector can drop more than 10% than we have already dropped. So again, weekly time frames, we're looking for higher lows to be set. Hourly time frame, still need the trend change, just like everybody else, for any bounce follow through. And when we do change that hourly trend, we'll be watching for a daily lower high compared to 30.26. Healthcare sector is just fine. This is the third largest holding in the S&P 500. You could argue that this is a daily bull flag. So it also needs the hourly trend change. And actually, this is more of a clear of a pivot point where we topped out, established a clear higher low, saw some continuation. But I need to see a break of the high of today tomorrow to say our daily higher low is established at 98.03 and then look back to the recent high of 100. Biotech sector is a potential daily bull flag and a daily inside bar today. Why is it so strong? Forget who the company was off the top of my head. I don't care who it was, but they got bought out. They were up 100%, and other names respond to that for their potential that they get bought out as well. 110% premium, I believe it was in total. So other names were up 6-7% in response to that. Some of the more thinly traded names. And the biotech sector stood out because it did not break the low of yesterday where everybody else did. Tesla, Roku, and XBI stood out to us this morning because all three held their low of yesterday. The VIX, big start to the day, gave a lot back. Big upper wick. Hourly is still an uptrend. And we would have to set a clear lower high compared to 18 and then drop to a lower low to be then in an hourly downtrend and consolidate to look for a daily higher low. Gold has broken resistance. So gold did not participate yesterday. They showed up fashionably late to the party today. But we don't have a lot of follow through on that bull break yet. It's a bull break, no doubt about it. We were a bit extended when that break happened. What the bulls really want to see into tonight is a healthy bull flag into continuation. What they don't want to see is significant pullback, which would then make an equilibrium be the most likely scenario. So still no red flags, but bulls want to breathe a sigh of relief with a 4-hour bull flag into continuation tomorrow, which would likely need some further market weakness to see. Excuse me. Silver has not broken resistance yet. That's another thing that's keeping bulls a bit cautious. We got to break 1722 for the precious metal bulls to be in control and for the bull miners to be comfortable. Bull miners broke resistance. 29.10 was our resistance level. We broke it. Really nice follow through, a bit extended heading into that resistance. So next time we top out, we'll look for a daily higher low to form. Again, an upper wick forming here. Need more follow through on gold and silver for this to be a very convincing break. But we pull up GDX, we pull up that 2-day time frame we've been watching, and it is the clear first break of these lower highs during this consolidation. Momentum shift is on. Bull MACD cross. Trying to follow through for the first time. Just need a bit more on gold and silver. NUGT was great off support today. 15-minute time frame. High of the day was hit. We had a bottom fishing play off the low of the day. We held the low of the day by 19 cents. Set a 15-minute lower high. Another bottom fishing play where we held support by 4 cents. And then we saw some bullish action into the end of the day. Very low risk entry off of clearly established support levels that resulted in some bull follow through. This was a 4-cent risk. Let's say you didn't get in at the exact bottom. You risked 8 cents. And the reward by the end of the day was over 50. That's the kind of risk to reward setup you want. Risking 8 cents to make 50 cents, more than 5 to 1. Oil, a bit choppy on the 4-hour chart now. We had a 4-hour lower high and lower low into a bull break. It's a potential daily bear flag, but the inventory report tomorrow is going to dictate whether this little bear flag is likely or not. With a bearish reaction, it's entirely possible. With a bullish reaction, the bulls will have more space where it won't be a bear flag. Natural gas, big follow through on the 4-hour trend change, big bull volume, big gains over the last 2 days for the bulls, but also a bear opportunity where we got way overextended and the bears jumped on it. So we are just looking for a daily lower high. Anything under 2693 is a daily lower high. And we have to change the daily trend with a higher low and higher high for our weekly higher low to be convincingly established. My throat really hurts. I'm done talking. Hope you had a good day. The NVDA trade today was based off of 200 psychological support, knowing that the S&P 500 was due for an hourly oversold bounce. Made an entry in the low to mid 201s. Stop was under 200. I was risking about $1.50. Ended up exiting a bit more than that. I think I exited a bit in the 202s and a bit in the 204s. I did not have enough patience to sit through the really slow bounce start through this morning. But congrats to the bulls that did. But that was enough for a bit less than a day maker. And playing against the momentum, certainly fine locking that in. But it was a play off of support that gave us some confidence. Thanks again. See you tomorrow.